would say.
So
Yeah.
what do you just kind of Google it, or is there a website that you go to regularly to read about it, or
Yeah, I'd say like 40% of my information is on just general internet Google searches.
Mhm.
Um, and then the 60% is from books because
Oh,
the books is I think there's I wouldn't say there's three or four authority figures, but there's definitely three or four books out there that a lot of people resort to and people would recommend, highly recommend. So I might send you some pages regarding
okay.
the type 5 and your what's called instinctual variance.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the instinctual variants. I know for sure I'm a
I'll
type
send you all
5.
three, so
Okay.
you'll when you read all three of them, you'll be able to kind of look back, not at just your current life, but also your childhood, the times when you've been super happy, when you've been when it's been super hard in your life. So it gets very, at least for me and some other people I know, it gets very 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 personal, even more so than Myers-Briggs. So it's kind of deep.
And then
Uh,
what about the yeah, sorry.
just let you guys know we've started recording again. And I wanted to just mention as far as Enneagram goes, I really like the tri-type idea that you get one from each of the three sections, and that one of them is your dominant one, obviously. So I would say for me, when I look at those uh, the descriptions of the 9 sections, you have 3 head, 3 body, 3 heart, and
Yeah,
you pick one from each one. The one to pick for me is really clear. Which one is better than the other two? It's like really no doubt about it in my mind. And so to me,
very apparent. Yeah.
that resonates. That model is probably a pretty good one. At least it's consistent with that conclusion. So if you say you're 5, that would mean you're a, a head type first, and that means you are driven first and foremost fundamentally by fear is the emotion. Each section is a certain kind of emotion. So head types are fear, heart types are anger, and body types are shame. I think shame, if I remember correctly. Anyway,
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
yeah. So I would say to the first thing you want to do if you wanted to learn a little bit more about Enneagram or utilize it a little bit would be to decide which of the other two sections, which of those three options you identified with most, and then between those two, which one is more would be the first number. So I go 7, 3, 8 because I think 3 is a little bit more than 8.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of the like type 5 wing something, like a second number. I've never heard of the tri-type though.
Yeah, the wing
Yeah.
model I think is the alternative, and I don't like the wing model. I think it's wrong. I think the tri-type model is right. But I mean, other people would disagree, I'm sure, but that's what I think. So, like, if I go to a Enneagram thing right now and look that thing up, the 9 things, let's go through it with you and see what you think.
Hmm.
There's a nice little chart. If I can find it again easily enough, I don't know if I can, but I think I can probably find it in the images, and I'll get it up here in 1 second. So let's look at um, this one maybe. And I'll put my screen share on right now so you can both see it as well. As soon as it opens up. Come on now, open up. What's your problem? Sorry, it's being slow.
What's the like with Myers-Briggs, it started off with Young and then there was like Isabel Myers and whatever, Catherine Briggs. What about Enneagram? Like is it is it something well known that it was started by a certain person or
Well, it's a guy. Yeah, there's one guy who made it up. I forget what his name is. But if we look here, this is one nice. Can you guys see this?
it's loading for me.
Okay.
I don't see it. Oh, yeah, it's loading.
Okay. Well, when
Okay,
you see it
well,
here,
while it's
this one here has.
what?
I'll read what it says basically, which is it's got the Myers-Briggs types coordinated with the numbers. So it says 5s are either INTPs, ISTPs, INTJs, or ISTJs. 6s tend to be ISFJ, ESFJ, INFP, or ENFP. 7s, me, tend to be ESTP, ESFP, ENTP, or ENFP. You might very well, I think you're a 7 as well, Tony. 8s
Yep.
are either ENTJ, ESTJ, ENTP, ESTP. So I have the 8 as my third, right? And then if I look over at 3, it says here, I didn't make the decision looking at this chart either. I just made the decision like I told you I made it. But it turns out that the 3 numbers that have ENTP listed in them are 3, 7, and 8. Because 3 says ESTP, ENTP, ENTJ, ESTJ. So if I do the same thing for you, Widad, INTJ number 5 is INTJ. INTJ appears in under number
8, I think. Oh no.
I'm looking for it again. I don't see it. That's funny.
I only see it for.
I only see it for 5. I think you guys are always 5s. I don't know. I mean, who knows what this means? But let's look at this one here. This is one I'm having trouble opening. Okay. Yeah. Are you gonna do it? Yes. So if we zoom in a bit here.
Yeah. So I've seen for INTJs, usually their dominant type would be a 5, but sometimes I've seen people with somewhere in the tribe type, sometimes a 4. Sometimes a 3, sometimes a 1, definitely sometimes 8 as well. Definitely 8 as well. I've seen some 8 INTJs.
Are you an achiever, Widad? Would you consider yourself a big achiever person?
I'd like to be an achiever. I don't know if I am. I guess that's relative, right? On what scale?
Okay, well, if you look
Is that
at
an annoying answer? I don't know.
Well, look at these things and tell me which of these words you like better. Absolute, maturity, sensation, movement, desire, feeling, conscious labor, power, intellect, thinking, being, intentional suffering, purification, wisdom. Like, what are these things here? It says emotional forces, wholly reconciling factors. So I think these are the things you have to reconcile yourself with, or the way to reconcile yourself with your inherent imbalances. I don't know what that means exactly, but...
I mean, I would want to read more about it, but if I had to choose just based on these titles, I would say, in no particular order, conscious labor and wisdom.
So then, if you could be potentially then a 5-8-3 or 5-3-8, if in fact you like those things. But see, I think this is actually what this is saying is it's the counterweight to your nature. So for me, the counterweight, I need to purify to deal with my own imbalances. This would say you need the 8 is the anger-driven, bossy, like drive people, authoritarian person, right? That would say you need wisdom. You know, it's like what you need, not what you are.
Yeah.
These ones. So given that,
Yeah.
would you give it different answers?
No.
You need wisdom and conscious labor.
Yeah.
Okay. As opposed to unconscious
But
labor.
yeah, I don't know. I would want to read more about them. But yeah, if I'm just gonna choose from the names, I would choose those two.
Well, I would say this: 5s are typically much more withdrawn than you. If you did have 3 and 8 as your tri-type variants, then that would explain a lot about why you're less withdrawn than most 5s. And then here's another little chart. This will be the last one we'll look at this. I don't want to spend forever on it, but it looks like it might be interesting. Let's try this one. Actually, this one, yeah. So this is the general names they have for them, but what happened? Let's find out. Come on.
That's such a, oh my God, you have so many tabs open. That's such an ENTP thing.
Right? It's an INTP thing too. Zachary does it too.
My brother always has like 600 tabs open, all Wikipedia.
Right. Well, this is me showing restraint as well. I'm really trying to not do that.
You're succeeding, by the way, at being more calm and less hyper today.
Oh, thank you. All it really requires for me to think about it before I start. Then I sort of sticks for a while, you know. If I don't think about it before I start, then I just am whatever I am at that moment. I don't know. Fuck this picture. Anyway, that's the end of my column right there. I'm annoyed now by that. So, okay, let me turn off the screen share. So, yeah, that's the gist of the tri-type notion, is that you get one heart, one body, and one mind, and that they're in a certain order. And then the other element of it is the three instinctual variants, which is social, sexual, or self-preserving. So I'm self-preserving social. Sexual just means one-on-one. One-on-one, group, or solo. So it's 1, 2, or more than 2, basically. Those are your variants. 1, 2, or more than 2. I'm 1 and more than 2. In that order.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tony
I
here,
think I would probably be 1 and 2.
And Tony here is more than 2 and then one-on-one. He's not a by himself kind of guy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I really like the group. Yeah. Yeah.
So which one would be one-on-one?
Sexual. They call it that
And
because
then which one is
I'm sorry to interrupt. They
Sorry.
call it that because these are taken from the animal kingdom. Animals that
right?
just are solitary, like snakes, mated pairs, and then group herd animals.
Yeah. And then the one when you're by yourself is SP?
Is self-preserving, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm SX and SP. I
Yeah.
think.
A lot
So
of
are you-
SPs, they will care about their body, their comfort, their resources, their time. One of the reasons why I know I'm not an SP is, let's say, me and my friends are going out and we need to squeeze in the car, and there's let's say 6 of us, and there's not enough room for everybody. I will gladly go in the trunk, even if it's uncomfortable. I'm okay with that, and I'll just be in the trunk while everyone's having a good time, and I'm totally okay with that, and I'll still have fun, knowing that the group is good.
Right. Well, it's a weird mix for me being self-preserving and social, because what ends up happening is I want to have a lot of engagement, and then when I want to be left alone, I get annoyed when people try to engage with me. But I've just spent a whole bunch of time telling them how much I enjoy engaging with them and want to engage with them, and then they start messaging me on Facebook. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to do something. So
Yeah.
it's a little confusing for people probably. And that's the reality is I'm self-preserving first primarily because, and the reason I know I'm not social first is the different types behave very differently when they come out of a relationship. And I just came out of a relationship. And what I did was exactly what it predicted. I did it before I read it, right? Which is I suddenly turned I tried to become an SX type to try to pursue chicks, but I don't know at all what I'm doing. So I did, just this clumsy disaster. But I really tried to ramp it up, because my immediate goal was lock down another relationship so I don't have to think about that anymore. That's what self-preservers do when they come out of a relationship, apparently according to Enneagram, and I was fucking textbooking exactly that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a friend who's. I think we should have Enneagram episodes. Maybe we can't talk about all types, but I do have a friend who can definitely talk about being an ENFP type 4 SXSP, and it's very self-contradictory, and it's very he's in a tough spot, but it's very 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 interesting. So I'll bring him on board sometime.
This could be an Enneagram episode right here. Zach, do you have any thoughts on Enneagram?
Pardon?
Do you have any thoughts on Enneagram?
I don't know enough about it. Honestly. I'm pretty sure I'm a type 5. I think that's what I got when I took it, and I think I had a wing 6.
Yeah, if you were using the wing model, I think you'd probably be wing 6, because wing 6 is a little dreamy or a little bit more into ideals, right? As opposed to just pragmatism. And you're a more ideal-driven INTP and less of a computer programmer kind of INTP, right?
Well, I had an interest in computer programming when I was younger. That's actually what I originally wanted to do.
I'm not saying that's normal for INTPs, right? You're going to have that in your repertoire, but you're more the debate kind of INTP than the math kind of INTP.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
So I would say 5 or 6 would be the normal thing, but I don't like the wing model, as we were just talking about. I think you should have to pick one from the other two things. So you got your head kind first, your head type, which means you are 5, 6, or 7 is the head types. Then you have to pick one, 8, 9, or 1. 8 is asshole, 9 is peacemaker, and 1 is uh I forget what it is. I think it's most
Or you
likely.
could combine the tri-type with the wing system. So, for example, if I'm a 972, I'll combine that with the wing system. I would be a 9 wing 1, 7 wing 6, 2 wing 3. Right? There's just more information if you really want to get nuanced. But I think
There's no reason. There's no reason to do that because the 3 thing explains it better. The distinction between a 7 wing 6 and 7 wing 8 and if your 7 is like your third thing, right? Like you're going, for me, I'm a 7, 3, 8. Am I a 7, 3, 8 wing 9 or 8 wing 7? Can I be a 7, 3, 8 wing 7? Could I be like a 7 wing 8, 8 wing 7, 6 wing 7?
It sounds like we're playing bingo right now.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't combine them. They're not mutually exclusive, but they're functionally exclusive. You should pick one of each. One head, one heart, one body. I pick 7, 3, 8. And you pick 9, 7, 2. What do you pick, Widad? Did we decide already? You said what? A 5, 8,
What were
3?
sorry, you were cutting up a little bit. What were the options?
Okay. The options
5,
are...
yeah, 5, 8, 3, 5, 3, 8, something like that.
Yeah. 3 is achiever. 8 is asshole. 7 is this is fun. 6 is dragons and swords. 5 is computer programming. 4 is... I don't know what 4 is.
I'm special.
4 is I'm special. I'm so special. That's 4. And then 3 is let's go kick some ass and take some names, but in a productive, pragmatic way. 8 is let's go kick some ass and take some names just for the fun of it. And then 2, I don't know what 2
think 3,
is.
3.
What's 2?
The helper. Like they want to stand for their virtues. They want to have an image of being a good person.
Yeah, you've got helper in you for sure. You're a helpful person. You
There's
successfully
also
projected that image to me. I bought into it, dude. You sold me. You're helpful. You're a helpful guy.
Yes. And there's nicknames for each tri-type too. So there's 27 tri-types. I think 972 is called the Gentle Spirit. Either the Gentle Spirit or the Peacemaker. I can't remember. And Eric, you said that you were 7,
3, 8. 7, 3, 8.
7, 3. Okay, let's see. Okay. Well, I think another.
I want to know. I really want to know the nickname for my one of 27. We should come up with our.
Wait, can I take the Enneagram real quick while we're having this conversation so I can get an idea? Is it like a test?
No, it's not like a test. You just look at the fucking. It's a 9-shaped thing, which is why it's called Enneagram. That means a 9-sided shape. It's like a pentagram, right? But Enneagram is 9. I don't know why they don't call it a ninogram. That's what they should call it.
Should just update English so all the roots are English as opposed
We
to
should
Latin
come up
and
with our
Germanic.
own. We should come up with our own nicknames for each of the tri-types. All right.
Maybe.
I like that idea. I'm gonna start writing them down right now. So let's see. We already know 4 tri-types in front of us that we can nickname. So whatever kind Zachary is, we'll call that particular tri-type the stealthy one. You can represent that variety of INTP, the stealthy one. And we can call Widad's tri-type the defiantly smooth talker or something, because you see, normally INTJs don't talk smooth, right? You're more verbal than most INTJs. You don't splutter.
I have an INTJ friend who he literally has a stuttering problem, and he's very self-conscious about it. And I think it comes from his, he has a hard time, fluently speaking without, he doesn't have the NE.
It's yeah. If they become agitated, they tend to splutter. Not necessarily stutter so much, but I like splutter shit out. Especially if they feel as though you're being unfair and you're winning.
My INTJ friend was like, he used to be one of my biggest supports, emotionally, which is weird because they don't give much emotional support. But he would be the friend I would go to when I would get in arguments with people, and I'd come to him and I'd be like, "Am I in the right here? Am I?" And I would tell him their argument, and I would tell him my side, and he would either respond, "Yeah, they're stupid," or he would say, "No, you're wrong in that." And he would give me
I
that
would say
blunt
that
response.
I would call that moral support. Moral support.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Emotional.
call that emotional support. It's interesting that you
Well, I needed that because
that you
I'm
linked your
so
debates with emotional support.
I'm so unconfident in every area of thought that sometimes I need someone who is more confident in how they think, so to speak, to just either reassure me or tell me I'm wrong and that I need to rethink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're such a type 5. It's like you, in a way, you have to withdraw from the situation and somehow gather more information and observe, or just gather more information, and then you come back in so that you're more competent, right? That's your basic desire.
I like that though. I like when, because like I said, my brother is INTP and he does the same thing where he'll come to me and it's more like he's coming with questions and I'm the one who's a little bit more I'll give the definitive statements and no, it's like this. And I feel like that's great when you when you have facts or when you're actually right, but then you can also just look like an arrogant jerk half the time. Whereas with INTPs, it's kind of just interesting, and they just stroke their beard, and then it seems a little bit less grating.
Yeah, if people come to me for that definitive answer, then I'll be like, well, have you considered this? Have you considered this? Blah blah, and I'll leave them in a mess. So I don't want anyone to come to me for that shit, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
So Eric, just to anchor back to what's called 738, you are called the mover shaker.
The mover shaker, huh?
Yeah.
Am I moving and shaking?
You disrupt.
I do. I disrupt. I like that nickname. I feel very pleased to get that nickname. It makes me sound like I'm a mover and a shaker.
It's like shake and bake.
You know what would be a better nickname? Bird killer. I'm obsessed, Widad, with this whole notion of killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah,
that
would be a good name.
I want actions to do multiple things. There must be more than 27 if all the permutations of 3 numbers. There's only 27 permutations of 3 numbers.
Yeah, and they don't take it. With the naming system, they don't care about the order.
Oh, they don't care about the order.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 is the same as 1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
It's the same as 2, 1, 3.
At least when it comes to the name system that they have here on Wikipedia. But
Okay.
I think in reality, the outcome of the person would manifest into a different personality.
Okay, but I accept that 1, 2, 3 and 1, 3, 2 might be named the same, but it couldn't possibly be that also 2, 1, 3 is named the same.
Wait a minute. Is there even a 1, 2, 3?
Oh, you couldn't
No,
have
it's
that. No,
1
right,
to 5.
because right, okay. So you can only have right. All right, my bad. Let me start over. So okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna head out. It's sunset. I have to go pray.
Okay, cool.
I will see you guys later.
Yes, Widad, thank you
I'll
so
watch the
much
rest
again.
of this video.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good to see you.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening, Widad.
I sent you a link, Eric, and you can base it off of that.
Cool. Thanks. Let's stop this video now. She was like, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this video. Well, how about you get 5 seconds extra of video? How about that? Enjoy.
Here you go.
Enjoy this second right here. It's a really good one. See?
Right now.
Oh, yeah, this is good stuff.
Oh,
Okay. Here we go.
Enjoy the moment.
Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.